Hello, everyone. My name is Nia Glover, and today I'm going to be reading Little Red Riding Hood, adapted by Lawrence A. West. In a small town next to a large forest, there lived a girl. She was called Little Red Riding Hood because of the cape her grandmother had made for her. One day, her mother said, "Grandmother is sick. Please take her this basket of goodies. Be sure that you stay on the path." "All right, mother," said Little Red Riding Hood, and she set off with the basket. Little Red Riding Hood soon forgot her mother's warning. She wandered off the path and into the fragrant woods. There she met a wolf. She did not know anything about hungry wolves, and so she was not afraid. "Where are you going, little girl?" asked the wolf. "What do you have in that basket?" "I am going to visit my grandmother, who lives in the house with the red door," answered the girl. "She is sick, and I am taking her a basket of treats." "Do you have any fresh strawberries in your basket?" asked the wolf. "No," admitted Red Riding Hood. "Surely your grandmother would like some," said the wolf. "My grandmother loves strawberries." Little Red Riding Hood thought for a moment. Then she decided that the wolf was right. "I will run and pick some right now," she said. "You can leave your basket with me," suggested the hungry wolf. "I will be happy to watch it for you while you are gone." "No, thank you," said Red Riding Hood. "I will bring it with me so I can carry the strawberries." The disappointed wolf watched Little Red Riding Hood hurry away. He was very hungry, and a basket of goodies sounded delicious. Just as he was about to give up, Little Red Riding Hood came skipping back toward him. It was then that he came up with a plan. "I see that you do not have any flowers for your grandmother," said the wolf. "I just have picked this I have just picked this bouquet for my own grandmother. I suggest you pick one too. I know your grandmother would like it." "Grandmother does love flowers," said Little Red Riding Hood, and she began to search for the loveliest yellow and white blooms she could find. So busy she was that she did not see the wolf run off in the direction of grandmother's little house. Little Red Riding Hood gathered her bouquet of flowers and skipped to deliver her gifts. At the same time, the wolf snuck into grandmother's house. He frightened her so greatly that she ran out of the door. Then the wolf dressed in one of grandmother's nightgowns. He put on a sleeping bonnet and slipped into grandmother's comfortable bed to wait for Little Red Riding Hood. The wolf did not have to wait long. In a moment, he heard the front door open. "Hello, grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood. "Hello, dear," said the wolf in a disguised voice. "Please come in. I am resting in bed." Little Red Riding Hood walked into grandmother's room. "I hope you are feeling better, grandmother," she said. "I brought you a basket of goodies from mother and me." "Thank you, my dear," said the wolf. "That is the most kind. I am feeling better now. Your basket of goodies certainly smells delicious. Please come closer and give me some news from the village." Little Red Riding Hood stepped closer to the bed. Her grandmother looked very strange. The girl was surprised to see that her grandmother's eyes looked much larger than she remembered. "Why, grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood, "what big eyes you have!" The wolf blinked, trying to hide them from her. "All the better to see you with, my dear," he said. As the wolf shifted in the bed to hide his eyes, the bonnet slipped from his head. "Why, grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood, "what big ears you have!" "All the better to hear you with, my dear," said the wolf. As the wolf reached up to fix the bonnet on his head, he let the cover slip from his face. "Why, grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood, "what big teeth you have!" "All the better to eat you with," cried the wolf. With that, Little Red Riding Hood let out a scream and ran from the room. The wolf leaped from the bed and chased after her. When the wolf reached out to grab her cape, she knocked over a chair and ran away. "Stop!" cried a loud voice suddenly. Little Red Riding Hood looked back to see a woodcutter holding his axe in the air. "Do you think you scare me?" asked the wolf. "I believe I should," said the woodcutter. He reached for the wolf and grabbed him by the tail. Then the woodcutter carried the wolf into the forest. As he did so, Grandmother came running up to Little Red Riding Hood. She had been hiding nearby in the garden shed. "Grandmother, I'm so glad you are safe," cried Red Riding Hood. "I was worried that the wolf had eaten you." Grandmother gave Little Red Riding Hood a great big hug as the woodcutter came out of the woods. "I do not think that wolf will trouble you again," he said, adjusting his cap. "Thank you very much," said Grandmother. Won't you please join us for a snack?" The woodcutter, Little Red Riding Hood, and Grandmother enjoyed the basket of goodies as they sat and told stories for the rest of the day. Now, whenever Red Riding Hood visits her grandmother, she is careful to stay on the path. Thank you.